Anymore.
Oh, it's
And we are live.
on the assumption it all works the first time.
On the assumption it all works the first time.
Got some great topics. A lot of topics I don't know anything about.
Don't mind my sneezing.
I'll completely
fall.
mind it. It's fall, but it feels like winter. But tomorrow will feel like summer.
Yep. Hey, you're live.
Woohoo! I'll assume you're alive.
I am currently alive. Oh, live, yes.
I love
I'm
Wake
currently
Alert
live.
Enthusiastic. The end of iTunes. Apparently some mobile DJs are having a problem with it, which is... I'm going to tell you why it's not a problem. Microsoft 1909. I believe they're making a big mistake in this update.
I'll be interested to see what you have to say about that.
Intel price cutting, AMD processors going up in price, but I don't see why it's too big of a deal. I think everything is leveling out all right.
Good for the consumer, it sounds
Yep.
like.
Apple might be getting into a little bit of trouble with their sign-in with Apple accounts. I never thought Roku was that big of a company. Apparently, they're a lot bigger than I thought they were.
Learn something new every day.
Oh, yeah. Smarter Every Day. You watched the video?
Yes, I watched the video.
Cool. I completely forgot about it. I watched it like a week and
A week
half.
ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
a week ago. I watched it a week ago, so it'd be great to catch back up on that.
Yes.
Smarter Every Day made a video about gun detection. It was pretty cool last week. It's probably still cool.
Still relevant.
Yep, still relevant. Elon Musk talks about user customizable horn and movement sounds, which sounds pretty cool.
Yes.
And then I also put in a topic a lot like that. Elon Musk makes Joe mode, and that's how marketing is done.
Oh, I heard about that a few weeks ago and then totally forgot about it.
Yeah, and we're jumping back up in the article. Google caught up between the U.S. and Huawei and all that China jazz, but Huawei's being talked about again apparently. Nintendo Ring Fit Adventure. It's kind of like the Nintendo Cardboard or the Nintendo Wii Fit. Nintendo's making some pretty different stuff.
Interesting.
I think it's kind of cool. Kind of a marketing scam. Another 2-screen smartphone, the Surface Duo. I think
Yep.
this is folding phones done right.
Maybe, which is really interesting coming from Microsoft.
And it's definitely not done wrong. Call of Duty Modern Warfare releases October 25th. Have you played the Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Call of Duty on the phone?
No.
Okay, apparently there's a mobile phone app. I heard about it Tuesday.
Okay.
I won't play it because it's a mobile phone app.
Classic.
And then we got a couple off-topic stuff. We played Versailles after the stream last week.
Yes. Oh, and then I see your second note down there. I think I watched that video too. It was on trending.
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about that.
Really cool.
It's a video about a non-gamer trying to play video games.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes, I did as well. And then another topic, Facebook being good and the government wanting them to be bad.
Facebook being
It's a
good.
WhatsApp thing.
Oh,
Not necessarily Facebook, but owned by Facebook.
it's all the same. Then.
And then, of course, we have memes of the week. Bringing it in as our final topic. Well, start off at the top with the end of iTunes.
Over at The Verge.
Yep.
Apple.
So macOS's Catalina update is, I guess, their most recent update for the MacBooks. Is that right?
I have no idea, to be honest.
And it's being a big problem for DJs who relied on iTunes because iTunes is being replaced by Apple Music.
Yeah. So I actually know a couple DJs who used iTunes for their stuff.
Okay.
We don't. Actually, pretty cool story. I'm working on building a giant.
Like a database of music or?
Yeah. The hardest part is getting it legally.
Yes.
So oh, there we go. That's the wrong button. There we go. The hardest part with music is when you buy it for 99 cents or 98 cents.
Yes.
You're buying it for you. You're not even buying the song. You're buying the rights for you to listen to it.
Yes.
You're not buying the rights for everybody
You're not
else.
buying it for commercial use.
Yes.
So you can't buy a song for 99 cents on iTunes and then play it on your YouTube video.
Correct.
because you have just the personal license for it.
And so this article, how iTunes is making it harder, or Apple Music making it harder for mobile DJs, is almost kind of a way to stop this weird gray music piracy problem.
Yes, I was actually curious about that because when I first saw it, I was wondering if iTunes even has an option for buying it for commercial use, buying songs for commercial use.
Yeah.
I've never really used iTunes.
Because Spotify does.
Really?
They have Spotify for business.
That's very interesting because I know a lot of businesses play music, like restaurants play music in the background.
Yep.
But I never really know if they are just playing a radio station or if they're playing Spotify that's not like for business use.
They've rebranded it again.
Interesting.
Looking for
I didn't
Spotify
realize
business? Meet Soundtrack. Yeah, but like everybody that uses Spotify for their business uses this personal account.
Yeah.
It's pretty universally accepted at that point.
Even if it's not technically legal.
And I've even been to a couple city events that aren't local to us.
Yes.
And they had Pandora ads, Pandora.com. They're not even paying
they're
for Pandora
using
Premium.
a free version for kind of commercial use, I guess, if it's a city event.
Public use.
Yeah, a public event.
I don't know how that law works, but I'm pretty sure it's not legal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be curious on that. Yeah, I mean, that's...
But the thing is, you could buy a commercial license for music and just find it more convenient to play over iTunes.
Yep.
So there is a legitimate legal use of iTunes.
Yeah. The other reason I don't think this is a huge deal is most mobile DJs don't have the latest and greatest version of Macs or iTunes. Just use an old version of iTunes.
Yeah.
It's going to be around for like 8 more years.
True. And then this article even mentions that if you're using iTunes on a Windows machine, it'll still work fine.
Oh, see, I didn't read the article.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, to me, it's pretty irrelevant because they're just not going to update iTunes. They're going to install old version, or they're a legit DJ company that doesn't use iTunes.
Yeah.
But, to each their own. I mean, I don't see it as bad news. I see it as progress. But I've always hated iTunes.
Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah. If you like iTunes, you might not like this so much.
All right. This next article, the best features coming in Windows 10 versions 1909. So this is an article from Lifehacker, and it includes some of the new updates that are coming in the September, October?
Yep. So it's actually installed on the streaming PC. I just installed it 20 minutes ago.
And looking over this list of features that are coming, I saw a lot of things about the notification settings.
Yes.
But I didn't personally notice anything that looked bad.
All right, let me double check.
I don't use the notifications at all. But it seemed like most of these updates were related to the notifications.
All right. So the reason I think this is a bad idea is not for 1903 or 1909 or the 2003 or even the 2009. It's going to be like 2.5 years down the road where there's too many things in the notification panel. So we're going to do a screen share here.
Okay.
There it goes. So if you click on your left side, your start menu, and you have all your apps and everything over here. And then your notifications are down here on the right side.
Yes.
We're going to have to move me a little bit, or both of us. And then you have all of these settings.
Wow, that is actually a lot of settings.
And they're adding more.
Okay.
And so you're going to have a ton of stuff on the left, a ton of stuff on the right. And these settings are also in these settings over here.
Gotcha.
And you're going to have 1,000 shortcuts.
Gotcha.
So it's not a big deal right now. And I'll put us back over to the side.
But it could lead to...
And I don't think it'll be a big deal for a while.
Yeah.
But eventually you're going to have too many different ways to do the same thing. Which is why the Windows 7 control panel was the best thing in the world.
Yes. That is one complaint I have about Windows 10 is they have their settings app and then they have the control panel. The settings app is more minimalistic, I would say.
It looks nicer.
It looks nicer, but you don't have access to all the options.
Yeah.
So some things you can only do through the control panel. So I don't know why they
It would have
added
been
the
great
settings.
if they just took the control panel and put a new skin on it.
Yes. But instead, now they have both, and then now the notification pane, and there's just all these things.
Yeah, so
Some of them have some functionality, some of them have other functionality, some of them have crossover.
So the most annoying thing is trying to disable a second set of speakers. And I do this on the VR PC all the time.
Okay, yep.
We can actually walk through this. Let me pull up a blank window. This will work. So, like, you used to be able to, on Windows 7, yeah, I've probably got to move us several times, you'd be able to right-click on the speakers.
Okay.
And then there would be a open volume
Yes.
speaker options.
Yes.
It's like you do volume mixer and it just shows you your different mixers. So now you have to go over to Cortana, search over here. We just do it this way. And we can do speakers. And we had to adjust volumes. It brings us to this window.
Now we go back to
And
the
then we
right.
go over here to sound settings. And then we can do sound control panel. And this sound control panel used to be an option right here when you right-clicked on the speaker.
There used to be a fifth option.
Yeah. And now there's not. And then you can go over here and disable audio devices.
Or you can listen to specific inputs.
Yeah.
Like, specifically for the streaming PC, we want to listen to our mics to make sure they're the correct level, which hopefully they are.
Yeah. It used to be 2
Fingers
buttons.
crossed.
And now it's 4 menus.
Yep. So, actually, the week that they did this update, I went looking through because we had kind of redone our microphone setup, and I had to figure out how to
It's a super
do it.
pain in the
And
butt.
it was, yeah. It's ridiculous.
I don't care which control panel or system settings you keep. Just keep one of them.
It's a little bit too confusing and not very user-friendly.
And I work on these things all day.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how someone who has a real life works with Windows.
I don't. Mac.
Oh, man. Intel price cutting while AMD rising prices. And I comment, it's almost like it's a free market. So
Free market.
everyone always makes fun of me because I am a Intel fanboy. Because I just like reliability, which is hysterical, I guess. And then AMD's been pretty good recently.
Yes.
Got to admit it. I still won't buy an AMD yet. Not until it's proven that an AMD processor can last 10 years like a Intel one can.
Yeah.
I think Intel's proven themselves that the stuff they produce, as long as it's not Intel Atom or an Intel Pentium, it'll last a long time.
Generally, it's not a great idea to dive into something on its first release.
Yeah. You always
And
buy revision
AMD,
2.
yep, Ryzen's still kind of new, so.
But Ryzen is such high demand. A lot of retailers
Yep.
can't keep them in stock. So prices are going up.
Which is kind of what people had predicted, actually, which is great. Yep.
Which is really good.
Yep. So finally some competition in the CPU
Yep. And then you're like,
space.
oh, AMD is killing Intel. And then Intel just goes, well, price drop.
Yeah.
And then competitive again. They don't have to do anything, really.
Yeah.
They just have to drop their prices a little bit.
Drop the prices and then hopefully innovate.
They better. Start throwing them cores in. Gluing them together, as they say. But yeah, that's really all I had to say on it was,
Yep. It's a good thing.
yeah.
I've heard that one of the Ryzen processors can clock to like 4.3 on all cores and is even better than the i9 9900K.
Yeah.
But I don't remember which processor that
Yeah.
was.
AMD can continue this. I might buy it when they move to their next socket. Because I believe they did a 5-year promise, or 5-generation promise.
Okay.
And this is their 3rd generation. So they have 2 more generations and they go to their next socket.
Gotcha.
And I think in 3 years, so they'll have generation 4, generation 5, and then their new socket.
Yep.
Is off screen. But I think if I need a new computer in 3 years, which I probably will, I'm still running that 2012 processor. So in 3 years, there'll be a 10-year-old computer, which is mind-blowing. I might go to a Ryzen. Not a Ryzen, but whatever the next name is.
Yeah.
But
Zen 2.
Yeah. 3 years, a lot's going to happen between these two companies.
Which is good for the consumer.
Very good. Apple, they didn't save anyone this week. I specifically Googled Apple Watch Save Man. No results.
Nothing came up.
No new results.
Maybe Google was suppressing those results, so Apple won't be on the good side of the public eye.
They're on the bad side.
Although, actually, this is a good thing, in my opinion. Well,
you're gonna have
the
to
lawsuit might be a bad thing.
Okay.
But the idea that Apple or the other app maker had is a good thing.
Yeah. So app maker claims sign in with Apple copies anonymous email feature. So my understanding from the 4 words I read in this article is that an app maker...
Was that the headline?
Yeah, pretty much. The app maker made a encryption type thing where the email is faked, and Apple pushed his app or his encryption or whatever you want to call it all the way down to like 143rd place, and then he complained about it, and it went back up to 13. It's now back up to 13th place.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a big jump to go from 143 to 13. And he's saying Apple's just stole his idea, from my understanding.
Okay.
You want to fill me in on it?
Let me see.
As I struggle through this.
Apple tweaked App Store searches. So it's apps. Okay. So there's an app maker, Blix, who created an app called Blue Mail, and this Blix guy is alleging that Apple copied one of his features that allows you to sign up for accounts with websites or with email addresses that you don't actually own to kind of keep you anonymous. So instead of going and signing up for Spotify with j@jmartmedia.com, I could sign up for a Spotify account with an anonymous email address created by Apple. And then Apple would forward emails to that email address to my actual j@jmartmedia account. Does that make sense?
It makes 100%. The question is that idea
patentable?
Patentable.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, because then my next thing would be like, that's kind of like what Facebook is doing with Snapchat.
Yes.
They're just taking the features.
They've added the stories to Instagram, which is kind of Snapchat's thing. So is that stories idea patentable?
Or like Pepsi and Coca-Cola?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Now, if Pepsi or whichever one came second, I guess Pepsi probably came second.
I have no idea, sure.
For the purpose of this argument, let's say Pepsi came second and Pepsi exactly copied Coke's recipe. Now that could be infringement there.
Apple may not copy Blue Mail's encryption exactly.
Yeah, and I don't think it's really necessarily encryption. I think it's just like a kind of like a pseudo email. Yeah. Like an alias type thing. So you sign up and Apple creates an address that's like xyz.zy@Apple, and then all emails to that address get forwarded to your actual email address. Yeah. So if Apple had exactly copied this Blue Mail's code directly, you could maybe say that was a patent infringement. Yeah. But this idea, I don't really think that this idea
Yeah, because you should definitely be able to like patent or protect your code.
Yeah.
I agree with that because
But an idea like that,
Adobe Photoshop can't go after GIMP for the paint bucket tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's an idea.
Yeah. And when I was reading this, it made me think of another tool that we're not sponsored by. Is it called privacy.com? Privacy. Let me look it up.
Is it that 1111? I don't know. I sent you a Facebook link, and I meant to look into it, and I forgot. Privacy link on.
So, privacy.com. Reading from their website, Privacy creates secure virtual cards and completes checkout forms for you, saving you time and money while masking your real credit card details. We're not sponsored, but if you're from privacy.com, hit us up. The way Privacy works is you sign up for a privacy.com account, and you give them your billing information, so you give them your credit card information, and then you go sign up on ebay.com, and you create an eBay account, and you purchase something on eBay. You go onto privacy.com, and they give you kind of a temporary or one-use billing information. So they'll give you a credit card number. I've actually never used it, but I'm assuming they'll give you a credit card number, a PIN, and then a CVV, which is like the 3-digit code on the back. And you use that on eBay, and it's only good for one time, but it prevents the eBay seller getting your actual credit card information. They just get your temporary privacy.com billing information.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a proxy.
Yeah.
That way the eBay seller can't use your credit card number to
Do you
get
know
more
if
money
on
from
your
you.
bank statements if it says it's a privacy.com transaction or if it's like it's an eBay or a
It probably says privacy.com transaction.
I'm wondering
So it could also secure your...
you can use this if you don't trust your spouse.
Yeah, you probably could. But the point is that this
Yeah.
reminds me of the
It's the same
Apple
idea.
sign-in where it's kind of a proxy email address. It's not your real address.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not your real credit card information.
It's got a middleman.
Yeah, it's a middleman, exactly. Yep. So
I hate middlemen.
could privacy.com say that Blue Mail is copying theirs by being a proxy login information?
And then
No, I don't
private
think so.
internet access is going to come over both of them.
Yep, for yeah. So I think that ideas like that.
Okay.
I don't think it's really good for the
Anybody?
consumers if
It's
things like that
the only
are
person that's good for is
monopolized.
Blue
Yeah,
Mail.
yeah, exactly. Turns into a monopoly, and
All right, I agree on you that.
but I think the fact that Apple does allow for like the anonymous sign up details is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
good for Apple on that.
They're not, I hope they don't stop. I mean,
Yeah,
It's definitely convenient for Apple users, I bet.
yeah.
The sign in with Google and sign in with Facebook is so nice. I love it. Our next topic, which is a lot less topicable, is Roku
Yes.
to launch low-cost versions of its soundbar and subwoofer under Walmart's ONN brand.
Yes, I always thought it was ANN, but it's not. It's ONN.
Huh. So I didn't realize Roku was that big. I thought they just made their Roku boxes and they were more like...
Is there a Roku TV service? Or am I thinking of Hulu?
So
Maybe I'm thinking of Hulu.
Hulu's the TV service, but Roku's built into smart TVs a lot.
Okay.
And they're more like a Android or something.
Gotcha.
Where they're like a
like an
platform.
OS for televisions? Roku TVs, yeah.
That's as far as I understand what Roku is. I didn't realize they were so big. I thought they were more software based, and they just had their own magic little Roku boxes to turn your dumb
like
TV
Apple has the
into a
Apple
smart
TV or
Yep.
Chrome, or Google has the Chromecast.
So the most disappointing thing about this article is where's that paragraph? I read one paragraph in here. The budget speakers, I wouldn't consider budget for most people.
They're like what?
There it is.
$200?
In September, Roku debuted 2 new devices, including the smart soundbar and wireless subwoofer, both at $180 each. So that's almost $400 for the combo.
Oh, wow.
The idea was to complement the existing Roku wireless speakers. In the case of the subwoofer, or offer an alternative for those who didn't own a Roku TV or didn't have enough space to set up a wireless speaker system.
Okay.
The Walmart on-branded soundbar and wireless subwoofer, meanwhile, will only cost $129 each. So it goes from $180 to $129, $130. We're going to say $130 because it's simpler. So it's $50 cheaper, or about 27%-ish.
So is it the same bar, more or less?
I almost think it's the same, but with the on branding.
Okay. And further down, it also says that the on version has 40 watts of peak power versus the Roku's 60 watts.
So they're not the same.
So they're not the exact same,
Yeah.
but they may be similar, comparable.
But for a speaker and a subwoofer at $130 each, that's $260 plus tax. I have a hard time considering that a budget-friendly option.
I have no idea. But
So-
you would have more of an idea, being more of a sound guy. And
The biggest problem that I have is that because I'm in computers and sound, this 5.1 surround sound system I have downstairs, I spent $70 on. And
Wow.
it's plenty loud for me.
Yes,
It's
it
plenty
is.
clear. I love it for $70. It's the Logitech 601 or something like that.
okay.
We can actually pull it up.
Did it
but-
come with all of the pieces? Like all the sound?
So it came with everything. The only thing it didn't have was my computer doesn't have surround sound, so I had to buy a surround sound card.
Okay.
Which was like $20.
Gotcha.
And then just plugged it into the computer.
Is it wireless?
No. But to me, that wasn't really.
It's gonna be there permanently, so.
Yeah. Well, doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
What is it called? 606 maybe. Yeah, here it is. 506. Let's scroll down.
Okay.
We can scroll down.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there it is. I mean, I bought it February 5th of this year, and it's $70 right now. But for $70, I got 5.1 surround sound. You get your 2 side speakers, 2 other side speakers, your center speaker, and then the subwoofer. And honestly, the subwoofer's not even turned up 100%. It's plenty of rumble for my room. And
a little bit better than
when you compare
$400.
Yeah, compare $70 for surround sound, or what was it, $260 for a soundbar and a subwoofer.
Yeah.
The only benefit of subwoofer and soundbar, I think, is it's going to be look cleaner. It's going to be simpler setup.
Wireless, yep, setup, yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, that's almost $200 extra. I don't know what people's term of budget is, but I mean, there are really nice speaker setups out there. They're going to go into the thousands easily. I cheaped out, air quotes, cheaped out with $70 speakers. That's my take. Yeah. I'm curious on how soon Walmart will just buy Roku. I didn't realize Roku was that important.
Yeah, that's a good point. Walmart has the money. I think it may have said in the article that Roku also teamed up with Best Buy. Let me see. Maybe not.
Yeah. While Roku offers distinct versions of some of its streaming media players exclusively for retailers like Walmart and Best Buy, holy crap, it's a long sentence, the company had briefly mentioned a larger deal with Walmart in its second quarter financial report. Yes. So it is doing exclusives with both big box stores.
But Walmart could say no more Best Buy and buy them out.
Wikipedia.
You look up their value?
Yeah, I'm looking up their value. There's no way Roku could be worth billions of dollars. Okay, I obviously don't know how to look up a company's value. Well, here's the thing. I just typed in Google Roku value. Their stocks are that number. Revenue, $512.8 million in 2017.
Okay.
So
$500 million.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Can't imagine they grew a whole bunch in the last 2 years. Could be wrong, but okay, maybe they grew a little bit in the last 2 years, but
and Walmart is
a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more
That's
than
not
half
right.
a million. Walmart's net worth is $386.3 billion from
$386 billion
from a website called GoBankingRates.com. It's also the first result on Google, so it must be right. So it's worth a boatload more than Roku,
to say the least.
So I'm curious about this.
Walmart is currently top of the Fortune 500 as well.
So I made a little note for myself, like 4 articles down, but I added something really cool to our streams.
Okay. I must see this.
It's gonna be great for videos because it's something.
Is this it?
No, but that fixes a lot of big problems. It's something that Lou later does to get around a little copyright problems with videos, and it's transparent streaming.
Ooh, interesting.
So if that's the wrong video here. There we are. The Smarter Every Day. So Dustin's not. Shh. Thank you, Dustin. So Dustin probably won't care personally. I think he's pretty cool. But we have a third scene set up, and it's us with my screen capture transparent. So
Can we make him on the background? Like,
make him.
How do I do this?
What are you doing?
Oh, that's I messed everything up. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, we are.
I was trying to make him smaller. Oh,
Do me help
I'm
you?
gonna stop. Okay, he's fine. I was gonna try and like place him back here, so he's not. Not us.
I'm recentering us now. Boop. You make him smaller?
That's what I was trying to do. There you go.
Kind of like that.
So he's not like
Cool.
covering up our faces and everything.
I mean, to me, it doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, there we go. Now you can see him on a black background.
Yeah, but so this way, the YouTube algorithm won't pick it up that we are streaming.
Because the
another
pixels are a slightly different color and slightly different.
Yeah, as long as
spot.
there's like movement behind it, it shouldn't be able to pick it up.
Okay.
So we should be pretty good from. But that's something I learned from another channel.
Yep.
Is
and
doing that.
technically this should be fair use, right? Because we are.
Yeah, we're talking about.
We are showing his content, but we're.
Yeah. This is supporting ours.
Yes.
We're not being supported off of
This
it.
is not our content.
Yeah.
Our content is referring to this.
Yeah. But it helps with the algorithm not
Yes.
Killing
Not
us.
just blanket
because we don't want to give all our revenue to Dustin.
all of our $0.
Might be $0 today.
And 0 cents today.
It'll
Yes. So Destin from Smarter Everyday made a video titled "The Gun Detector."
Which is a really cool idea.
Yes. So this gun detector uses artificial intelligence to detect a gun with a hand on it in a picture or a video.
Yep.
So the idea is to tie this hardware box into a video line coming from security cameras to a security console that views the security cameras, and it'll highlight and put a box around any guns with hands.
And I think
near
one
them.
important thing that you mentioned on it, which I don't think he stressed enough, is that this isn't a new system that has to be implemented in. It can just be slit into the middle of the already made security system.
Yes, so it's not like you're buying a whole new system. You're just
Adding a feature in between
adding
the two.
a box in that the cable goes into, and the cable comes out the other side, and it goes into your normal
Yep.
display.
And I think that's really important for infrastructures.
Yes. It's like a drag and drop. Put it here,
Yeah.
plug a cable in, plug an output cable, and go. So this could be used at schools.
That's where he really stressed it. He also mentioned that gun shops will be implementing it to help build it better, I believe.
Yes, they actually used it. They used gun shops to collect pictures and videos of people handling guns.
Yep.
To help the artificial intelligence be able to detect when a gun with a hand on it is in
Now, I
play.
love the part of this video. You just have to watch it, really. The artificial intelligence, a dude that sat there and said, gun, not gun, gun, not gun, on millions of images.
Yes. So it's what they call, I forget what they call it, like a trained set
Yeah.
or what do they call it?
I wish I could find.
Or supervised learning. But basically, this guy, not Destin, but his buddy, had a ton of pictures. There he is right there. A ton of pictures and videos. And then he had his artificial intelligence. And this guy went through and identified
There it is there.
any guns with hands on them in the pictures to help the artificial intelligence recognize what it was actually looking for.
Yep. And then they had to do the exact opposite of that.
Yes.
And
So,
they
for
should-
example, cell phones. People hold their cell phones like that, which could look like a gun. And in fact, the artificial intelligence did pick it up as
A gun sometimes.
a gun
yeah.
sometimes. So they had to train false positives.
And I don't think this is supposed to implement anything. I think it's supposed just to warn the whoever's watching security cameras, like, hey, special focus over here.
Yep. So currently, I think what it does is you've got your input from your video cameras going in the box, and then the output going into your monitors and everything. But the actual box that this software would be running on adds a little box around any weapons in the video. So you can see it on the security monitor. And I think it also sends a text message or an email of the picture to an account as well. I think they mentioned that somewhere in the video.
Yeah, I would assume it would just put some type of alert on the screen or auto record it onto its own separate box. Like, hey, here might be important contact footage.
Yes. And then a couple more important things to note is one thing that they mentioned is it only detects guns that have a hand on or near them. So if a gun was sitting down on a counter or in a gun shop shelf, it wouldn't necessarily detect it. Or if it's a gun in a police officer's holster or someone else's holster,
anything open carried.
Detect it, And it won't detect anything that is concealed.
Because it's a camera.
So it's just a camera. It's not using any kind of
piercing,
like
X-ray.
X-ray vision to detect it. And Destin actually goes into that in a little bit more detail, saying that he is against
X-rays.
The X-ray vision just seeing everything everywhere in public. And talks about the Fourth Amendment some, unreasonable search and seizure. Yeah, which I think he made a lot of good points there.
Yeah, he did. He did really good on keeping his 12-minute video 12 minutes.
Yes.
We just explained it in 20.
Yes. Speaking of which, it's now that time. This video is not sponsored by
Thanks for watching.
Privacy.com.
Oh, that time.
But hit us up. This video is sponsored by Jmart Media and
Nephew Tech.
Yep, that's us.
Still. Haven't changed yet.
Back to Mr. Musk. So earlier we were talking about motorcycle crashes before the stream.
We were.
And motorcycle crash videos. And one thing that people or companies are working on now is the electric motorcycles.
I'm trying to find where you at.
And, I'm at the Elon Musk customizable horn and everything. So one downside of electric motorcycles is that they're quiet. And one thing that my dad always says is if he was to ride a motorcycle, he would want the loudest motorcycle around so that everybody knows it's there, so you don't hit it.
Do you realize how soundproofing your car is, though?
Yes, but still.
So your dad's on the loud pipe saves lives.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So I'm just kind of using that as a segue into the Elon Musk wants user customizable horn and movement sounds for Teslas. So if you've ever seen a electric vehicle drive by, you probably haven't heard it drive by because they're really quiet.
I actually just had a Tesla tail me for about 5 miles today. Couldn't hear him. I was just on the motorcycle.
He could probably hear you.
I wonder if he could. I wonder if it's soundproof enough in there that if he had the radio
That's a good point.
playing his Chopin, if he'd be able to hear me or not.
That's a good point.
So I forgot who it was, but another car manufacturer, they get caught a lot making like airwaves or something. They go from the engine through the vents to simulate extra engine noises in the cabin, or making the engine sound exactly how they want.
I heard about Mustang, that too.
I think it was a Mustang, but I don't know for sure.
But it was a gas-powered car, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a gas-powered
They were making it sound
more
powerful, yeah.
And I've always joked with just putting 2 12-inch subwoofers in my saddlebags. And making the motorcycle sound bigger with just subwoofers.
You know who else has joked? Elon Musk has joked. Specifically about goat noises and fart sounds for vehicle horns and coconuts for movement sounds, according to this article over on CNET. Can I share your screen?
Yeah.
You got to see this title. Scroll up a little bit.
Move us.
Yeah, so I'm not making that up.
I thought you were.
No. Apparently, he made this on a Twitter post.
I'm all for it.
But, yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
It's pretty cool.
Kind of interesting.
It's different. It keeps them.
It's definitely different. So I guess you could kind of argue it could make it safer for pedestrians. If they won't look for traffic, maybe they'll hear traffic.
Yeah. Probably not. We're going to jump back down to the other Elon Musk topic. We'll get Musk out of the way.
Yes.
With Joe Mode.
Joe Mode. I heard about Joe Mode a long time ago and then forgot about it. Was this the one that's supposed to be quiet so that your kids can sleep?
So some dude named Steven at Istos at Twitter, whatever. Elon, can we get the auto lane correction feature without sound? Young kids in car want to keep feature on but not wake them up. And Elon replies, hoping to get Joe Mode into V10. The default, of course, is a normal volume, but selecting Joe Mode would lower the volume of strident beeps and chimes by half. And then he shows a picture of it. An early access software update. Joe Mode. Enabling Joe Mode reduces the volume of the car's chimes. The quieter chimes continue to alert the driver effectively and minimize disruption to passengers, e.g. Joe's kids. To enable Joe Mode, tap Controls, Safety and Security, Joe Mode. Kind of cool.
Kind of cool feature, yep, definitely.
One of my favorite top comments on this article, I'm going to go off just in case these comments are the wrong ones. Someone goes, nah, it's not that hard to understand. A more descriptive name might be better, such as Quiet Mode. A name that can be better explaining what it does.
You know.
But it says Joe Mode, and then it has a paragraph on what Joe Mode does. And if you're driving a car, but you're too lazy to read a paragraph on your car's functions...
Hopefully not while you're driving. I can see the validity of that point, but when has Tesla or Elon Musk ever been?
I'm curious if in V11 he'll switch it to Quiet Mode and then just in the description call it Joe Mode.
Regular Joe Mode. Regular Joe with his kids in the back.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool to
yeah.
Keep it quiet. One joke about it was Joe doesn't have kids. It's that he could sleep in the car.
While he's driving?
Yeah.
Hey, autopilot.
We're jumping back up.
Huawei, Google, the United States, and, well...
Android. Marketplace.
Yeah.
Google Marketplace. Google Play. One of those things. This is over on Market Realist something. So Google, I feel like, is just being bullied between the two American and China superpowers at this point. I feel like they just want to move to another country and be done with this. From my understanding of this article, Huawei found a way to get Google Play apps onto their Mate something.
Okay.
One of their
Mate
phones.
30?
Yeah, that sounds right. And Google's like, oh, we're not going to do anything. And they found a workaround.
Yes.
And then the U.S. came crashing down. Huawei is using American technologies. We need to stop this. And Google had to close off this back door that could lead to potential security threats, I think is what they called it.
Yes.
And now Huawei is back not allowed to use Google again.
So
and it's hurting Huawei, it's hurting Google.
Yep.
I don't know who this is good for.
So it looks like although Facebook and Google had tried to make it where Huawei couldn't use their apps, there was a third-party website that allowed Huawei users to install Google and Facebook apps. And then now Google shut it down again. So they're just going back and forth.
I give it a week before that there's another workaround.
Yeah, probably so.
This is a losing battle.
In theory, you could just download the app files and
yeah,
share them. In theory.
I just kind of feel sorry for both these major companies. I think this is more of a China-U.S. thing and not a business thing.
Yeah, probably so. But if China is influencing Huawei's business decisions, that could...
Yeah. It's almost like companies shouldn't be allowed to invest into our government. Oh. Nintendo Ring Fit Adventure. Nintendo can sell almost anything. So this is a really cool video. But it kind of just reminds me of the Wii Fit.
Okay. The Wii Fit was cool, but it never really took off. Ooh.
Now,
so is this for the Switch? Okay.
For the Switch, yep. So basically, it's a giant piece of plastic that you can put one of the Switch Joy-Cons into.
Okay.
And then you can just use that piece of plastic for a bunch of different games. And so in the video, it shows different things. One of them that's kind of neat is a bow and arrow that's on right now. And he's slightly pulling the ring apart. And then when he lets go, that vertical motion of the controller shoots the arrow. So it's right here. So it's apart, and then when he lets it, and it bounces up just a little bit, and it shoots an arrow. But otherwise, it's basically a giant piece of plastic that connects to the Joy-Con.
I also saw another one where it was wrapped around someone's leg, maybe for a running game.
Yeah.
So basically just attaching the Joy-Con to the outside of your leg.
And all it's doing is using that motion sensor, I guess, in the Joy-Con.
It looks like stand-up paddleboarding, maybe?
Yeah.
Then some kind of steering wheel. And then, like you said, the bow and arrow.
Yeah, there's jogging down here near the bottom, or the end. It looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of the Wii Fit in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Where you have, like, the racing wheel and the golf club and the tennis racket.
Yeah.
And then it also reminds me of not Google Cardboard. Whatever Nintendo's cardboard was called. Where you cut out pieces of cardboard and put them together. Nintendo cardboard, what'd you call it? Labo. Nintendo Labo.
Oh, yes. I remember this.
Just do this.
So you can make multiple things out of this cardboard, right?
Yeah. And basically you just bought this box of cardboard.
Yeah.
And you put your controllers on the inside of it. I think that's a really cool idea to get kids understanding more of how
interested in building things and engineering.
Yeah, that's the word. I was about to say physics. I knew that wasn't the right word. But yeah, just how things work. I think that this is a way better option than the Ring Adventure Fit thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're both really cool. It's on sale in a couple weeks. I had to pull it up on Amazon because, how much can a piece of plastic be? You may ask. $79.96.
Less than a Switch controller, right? Don't these cost like $80?
I was about to say, I don't think so.
Speaking of devices, we've got a new 2-screen phone that will be coming out soon. The Microsoft Surface Duo. So recently we've been talking about the Edge and the Samsung Edge.
Oh.
And a few other...
That's not what it's called.
Yeah. No, not the Edge. Sorry, the Samsung Fold.
Fold.
4 letters.
I was trying to figure out what the Edge was. I was like...
The Edge is a Samsung phone, but it's a different Samsung phone.
The Microsoft browser. Windows browser. Microsoft Edge.
Yeah,
Windows
but
Edge.
Samsung Edge is also...
Is it really fun?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look it up. It's the one where you could have notifications on the side.
Oh, okay.
It's from a few years ago, I think.
Oh. Microsoft is using Google's Android software on its new phones.
Yeah.
Oh.
S7 Edge.
Huh. What a stupid idea. So, I really like the idea of this phone way more than any of the other options so far.
I have not checked the price.
So it can't be expensive.
Yeah, see, there's the Samsung Edge. With
that's
apps
disgusting.
and stuff on the right, yeah. Anyway, Yeah. So one interesting thing that I noticed about the Surface Duo is that instead of a folding screen, it's actually two separate screens, and then it has a hinge in the middle. So they won't have the screen breaking issue, hopefully.
Oh, sweet. So it does show it in that video for a split second. I was curious.
Yes.
Does it fold the other way?
It folds in and it folds like that too.
Because that would...
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's way too big to make a phone call on. But if you fold it the other way so you have a screen on both outsides, then you can hold it like a normal phone.
And then the other notable thing I thought was that I think it's going to be running on Android.
Yes.
But the important thing is it's not going to be trying to run on like a Windows version.
Windows
like the
mobile.
Windows Phone, those just flopped.
Garbage.
Absolutely flopped. Windows 8.1, no. Windows 8, no. Yep, the Surface Duo will be powered by Google's Android, the world's most popular mobile operating system.
I really like the look of this phone. I think this is folding phone done right for Generation 1.
Yes.
This is what Generation 1 should have been.
Yes.
As long as the price isn't $2,400, Motorola Razr, we'll be set.
Yep, I don't see a price on here, but it'll be interesting to see what they price it at.
Next topic you put in here.
Oh, yes.
The phone.
The worst naming scheme ever.
Okay, cool. 'Cause I didn't have much to say about this because I don't play these.
Yeah. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's going to be coming out October 25th. If you've never heard of the Call of Duty series, then...
How have you not heard of Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
You've probably never played any video games ever.
It's been released like 6 times at this point.
So if you click that second link that I put in there, the callofduty.fandom.com, this has a list of all the Call of Duty games. So when I saw Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I thought, wow, that seems like... I remember hearing about that a long time ago. If you scroll all the way down to where it says main series of games...
What is it doing? Is it supposed to look like that dark color?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
It's terrible. Scroll down further.
Do you want to start at the top?
That works, yeah. But scroll all the way down to where it says main series of games. It'll be after it has all those subcategories. Yep, up right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So the first...
That might be easier to
The
read,
naming scheme is awful. Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. The current version is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
So far with Call of Duty 2, 3, 4 Modern Warfare.
Seems so good, yeah.
So then they drop the numbering scheme. So
yep.
They go 4 Modern Warfare, and then they drop numbering, and they just start naming them as wars. So it's World at War, then Modern Warfare 2, then Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare. I already hate Advanced Warfare naming now. Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, World War 2, Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4.
And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yep, but they've already released Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Oh.
And now they're just releasing Modern Warfare.
I see that now, yeah.
And they've already released Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And now they're releasing Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
The next one's going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4.
I have no idea what the next one's going to be.
Because they have the Modern Warfare 3. So, this is number 4 then. This should be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4.
I don't know what it should be called.
But
is that not the worst naming scheme you've ever seen?
It's almost like Windows did it for them.
This is worse than Windows.
I don't know. It went 98, 2000.
Well, maybe
XP,
not.
Vista 7, 8, 8.1, 10.
Okay, point taken. But wow.
They go in order. They just changed it up for a bit.
That seems like relatively easy, just using numbers.
So if I saw both Call of Duty Black Ops 4 that came out last year and Call of Duty Modern Warfare that came out this year, and one was $40 cheaper, which it probably is, I would get the $40 cheaper one and not know the difference.
Now, what if you saw Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Which one would you think is newer?
Warfare 3 came out in 2011. That's
8 years ago.
8 how
8 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What a naming scheme.
Anyway, that's all I really had to say about that one.
Oh, and then under the expanded universe, they have...
I think these are like DLCs and stuff.
Oh, okay. This is such a mess.
That's correct.
Yeah, then they have Call of Duty Mobile. That's what we were talking about before.
Okay,
Stream.
yes. Yes.
Wow. I'm glad you put that in there because, yeah, I heard that it was releasing. I was like, oh, cool. I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I probably won't play it either, but I don't know, maybe.
How are we doing on time-wise?
56.
Cool. So it says I'm offline even though I'm streaming. Like it says, like I see me, but it says offline, so.
You want to talk about Facebook being good? Yeah, let's talk about this one, and then we'll talk about Versailles, or however it's pronounced.
We just went there last week.
Yes.
It was true to life.
We'll talk about it.
Facebook.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We have the same opinion on it. It's going to be a real short talk.
Yeah. Well, I'll just kind of talk about this. So, Facebook owns WhatsApp, and I recently installed WhatsApp because a group of friends is using it to communicate.
So what is WhatsApp for those of us who are tech people that don't know
Yes.
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is just a kind of group messaging app. I'll show it to you here. And
So it's just like any messenger app.
it's just like any messenger app, pretty
Okay.
much. So I have a group. It's a group of people who go climbing together, and they sent me a link, and I joined it. I installed the app, joined their group, and I can send messages.
Okay.
Pretty basic, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that WhatsApp does is it has end-to-end encryption, which means the messages are encrypted from sender to receiver.
Okay.
And WhatsApp does not store the message on their servers. They just store the encrypted version or whatever.
Okay, sure.
So there's no government backdoor or no WhatsApp backdoor. So WhatsApp can't see the messages that you sent,
Okay.
and neither can anybody else
So
except
far
for the
sounds good.
sender and receiver. Not to the government. The government doesn't like that.
Okay.
The government wants a backdoor to be able to read these messages.
You know who else wants a backdoor? Huawei.
Yes, Huawei, exactly. Yep, so let's see. Yeah, so the government doesn't like it, and they're wanting to send a message to Zuckerberg letting him know they don't like it. I'm sure they probably already have.
So, if Facebook owns WhatsApp, why don't they just implement the feature of what WhatsApp, the one feature WhatsApp has, I guess, into their Facebook Messenger?
Actually, later on in the article, it says that there is an option to opt into encryption to keep the content secret. The very last line of the article.
Oh, here we go. There we go. End-to-end encryption is used in all WhatsApp conversations, meaning such exchanges are secured with a lock. What a roundabout sentence. Only the sender and recipient have the special key needed to unlock and read them. And a redundant sentence. Users of Facebook Messenger can also opt into encryption to keep their content secret. Why isn't that on by default?
That's a good question.
Then they wouldn't even need WhatsApp. They can just get rid of WhatsApp. Consolidation.
Yeah, but some people don't like to tie their Facebook groups to group chats and that kind of thing. Like, we have a group chat
That's true,
that's not
actually.
tied to Facebook.
That's
And some people don't want to have Facebook accounts.
And
So
then
WhatsApp is kind of a...
it might also be a professional thing, too, at that point. You don't want to be Facebook friends with a colleague or
Yeah.
a superior. And
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if you don't want to be Facebook friends with them, why would you want to hang out with them?
Well, you might have to work with them.
Oh, see, that's true. Using it for work or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to point out something that Facebook is doing good, or at least WhatsApp owned by Facebook is doing good, and the government not liking it.
It's pretty neat. Versailles. We played it last week.
Yep, last week we talked about taking a tour in a real place in VR so you can avoid the crowds And last week after the stream, we installed this app on the
VRPC.
VRPC, played it, and it was
Not this.
yeah, it didn't look as good as they make it look in the video. We were expecting it to be photorealistic, and even on the highest quality setting, it didn't look that nice.
I wish they had a photo that made it look how it actually looks in the VR. They definitely picked good angles for these screenshots.
It would have looked much better if someone had hand modeled it. It would have taken more time.
Or not even completely hand modeled it, but just edited so there weren't giant gaping holes and
Yeah.
the pews and such. There were so many problems with it.
And it actually took a while to install, right? Well, not a long time, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like 5 gigabytes, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to see
So
where...
if you've got slow internet, I don't recommend playing it. If you got
It-
fast internet, what the heck?
Yeah. I
Worth
mean,
a try.
it's an experience. That's a word for it.
The Google Earth in VR was much better.
I'm curious if this is a step. Yeah, Google Earth in VR is definitely worth the free money it costs.
Yes.
If this is a step towards doing just any place where
Probably
consumers can
so.
do it,
Probably so.
because I really want to figure out how to do this myself.
Because then they could throw that up on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Like you could take your 360 camera into a local restaurant.
Yep.
And just like that, they could convert the video into a 3D space.
You can almost just do it with a 2D camera as long as you get every angle of everything, and then
Yeah.
just throw it through the magic software.
Yep.
And that's what, like, not GIMP, the other free one that's 3D modeling. Blender.
Okay.
Blender does it. But it's not hard. You just have you have to have a lot of computing power,
Yeah.
and most people
Or
don't.
time.
Yeah, or a lot of time. Yeah, so Versailles was a giant letdown. Get the Google Maps.
Yep.
That's way cooler.
Yep. Oh, that can make you sick.
It will make you sick.
And the video about a non-gamer trying to play video games.
I thought it was pretty cool that you saw this.
Yes. You just cut instead of copied.
Yeah, no, I messed that up completely. So my favorite part of this video is right here. It's at 2 minutes, 3 seconds. And we're going to see if we can get away with playing it. We might not be able to. Not playing it, but I guess this one looks better this way. I don't know how to get audio over, but oh well. But
This made me wonder, how do people learn the basics of video games? So I decided to run an informal experiment where I'd have her play a handful of titles and see how she approached figuring each one of them out in the hopes of getting a better understanding of how people learn the language of video games. In an effort to not influence how she approached any given title, I didn't give her any advice or instructions. I just watched, silently judging. I had her play through the early...
that's my favorite part, is that he just silently watched her, silently judging.
Yes. It's so hard to watch someone play something
And not progress.
and not tell them what they're doing wrong.
Yeah, or tell him how to do it better.
Yeah.
Or be like, if you hold the A button, you jump higher.
Yeah.
Versus if you just press it, you jump lower.
And just watching them do that over and over and over again.
But yeah, this is a 20-minute video, and it's super cool. One thing that made me curious with this is almost with the Dustin video on the gun recognition.
Yeah.
It's almost like you need someone who's not in the field for the weird outside view of like, nobody ever explained it this way, or you're
Yeah.
looking at images the wrong way.
Yeah.
But
So the theory behind this video is that the guy who plays video games and his wife who doesn't, and he puts some video games in front of her and watches her play, and
Yeah, he starts out with a couple of easier ones, but then like some of the points he made was like the first 3D map game where you're a first person player was in Portal, and she didn't realize that she could change which way the character looked.
so she'd been playing side-scrolling like platform games.
Yeah, like
which are
this one.
two-dimensional and I guess only using the keyboard.
Yeah.
So when she played Portal, which is a 3-dimensional game. She didn't realize that you needed to use the mouse to look around. And also navigating in a platformer, like a 2D platformer, is generally going left to right, whereas a 3-dimensional game can be anywhere.
Yeah, in Portal, it's mostly just to the one door. But she had problems finding the door because she didn't realize that there's another wall behind her that she can look at, which is really neat. And then the other really cool spot was in this zombie game. She kept seeing this one spot where she thought she could run because it's right here. So like there's fire and crashing and cars.
Yeah.
And you can't run that way because there's a pole and a car blocking it. But then there's this completely open spot of the sidewalk where you can run. And she tried it several times in the video, and it wouldn't let her go through. And apparently the game developers did it on purpose to make it feel more like an open, free world, thinking people would be like, oh, it's open, but that's not where everybody is running. It's not where action's happening, so you're not going to run that way.
Yeah.
And she saw it as, there's nothing over there. Let's go that way.
Yeah.
And it took her multiple times to figure out that it wasn't a feature.
Wasn't built into the game. And another thing was where she was climbing a train car, and she thought, hey, I could swing through and jump through the window in the train car.
Yeah, I think that's right here.
Or climb a different way up. But the game developers only made one way up that part of the stage because they can't kind of program every possible scenario in.
Yeah.
So even though her idea was cool, it wasn't actually a part of the game.
There it is, right here. And she was like, why can't I jump from this ledge right here up to there? Because you can jump from over here to over here, so you should be able to make that jump too.
Yeah.
And the developer's like, no. You got to go all the way around.
And someone who plays a lot of games would understand that the developers have a way that you have to do it, whereas someone who doesn't play much video games could think, hey, this is like the real world where I can do whatever I want to.
Yep.
But it's not the real world.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the 20-minute watch if you're
yes,
into
for sure.
how people think.
Yes, for sure.
It's a really neat idea. Our last but best.
Yes.
Dude, we dropped 14 frames.
That's not bad.
0.0%. I forgot to check it, but my computer's been off all day, so we're good. The
Meme of the week.
There they are.
Mine has to do with artificial intelligence. You want to do mine first?
Yeah, because I don't remember what mine is.
Mine, definitely has to do with artificial intelligence and image recognition.
Oh. There we go. To complete your registration, please tell us whether or not this image contains a stop sign.
It's a CAPTCHA.
No, yes. Answer quickly. Our self-driving car is almost at the intersection. So much of AI is just figuring out ways to offload work on a random. Oh, I see what. So it's just like a snapshot from a car camera.
Yes.
For autopilot.
Yeah.
Is there stops it? No, and then the car will run through it.
So another example of this could be, does this picture contain a gun? Yes or no?
Oh.
And then passing that through to the software. Because a lot of the CAPTCHAs do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Does this picture contain a crosswalk, fire hydrant, bicycle, car, bridge?
Or is even type in these numbers and it's clearly door numbers.
Exactly. That's for Google Maps.
Yeah.
Putting numbers on Google Maps. They actually, some of the things that you do, someone has already reviewed, and other things.
So there's actually a really cool video on it. There's one like verifying one, and then there's one test one.
Yeah.
And so Google knows for certainty one of the words, but doesn't know the other one. And so you could type in a vulgar word in replace of the one that it's trying to figure out, and then type in the right one. And you can mess up the CAPTCHA algorithm.
Yeah.
And they're trying to prevent that now, but it's still not.
But they'll probably send that word to thousands of people.
Yeah.
And then they'll
And
say, hey, this person was just throwing in false data.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's the other types of CAPTCHAs where it's...
Yep, exactly. So the one on the right there, the far right.
Yeah, so yeah, this one it probably doesn't know what it is, but this one it probably knows what the real word is.
Yep.
So they'll be like, what are these numbers? Or
And those are signs or
Yeah.
like pictures.
it's like
from
all the images
store
with
signs.
street signs.
Yeah. So I definitely believe that the captchas are helping Google's.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's
Like-
clearly from Google Maps.
Yeah. All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I liked it. Hurry, our car is approaching the intersection.
Yeah. All right. Let's see
Yeah.
this. Moth. Repeatedly bashing itself against my computer monitor. It's not a touchscreen. You have to use the mouse. Oh, that's funny.
You've ever used your computer late at night?
Yes, but
You might not have bugs in your
generally indoors.
house. Okay. See, I have a couple bugs in the house. We're all natural.
Ah. Stupid moth.
There's always a bug on my touchscreen almost every night. Or not my touchscreen, on my monitor.
Your monitor? Okay. I had a monitor meme last week.
Oh, man. How long did we make it?
Very.
Recording 1 hour, 10 minutes. Holy crap. I think we're slightly getting longer and longer. We started
Yes.
at like an hour and a half, and then we went down to like an hour to 45 minutes. Yeah. And now
So
we're
an hour
going
and
back
15.
up. Showing that we're getting good at talking, or
Something.
we're caring less about what you think of us. One of those.
All right.
That's pretty much it. I think we're good.
Have a great week and join us next week as we talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all of it.